I wanted a different angle from what everyone else was doing. So when everyone else started doing it, like I would do dinners and things along that nature with the show. But of course, it had all your major fighters have been on there: Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier, George Foreman, but they were all basically in different countries too. They were not necessarily in America. I did start out in America shooting local boxing, but in Atlanta, local boxing meant world champions like Vernon Forrest. We had Robert Allen, several fighters, Cedric Boswell in Atlanta. We have a lot of great fighters that have come out of Atlanta. So I started with the local scene and then I just went international with it. And I have to thank my brother for getting me involved because it was not by accident, but I had been on a 15-minute segment of another program, ATL After Dark, with a comedian. And my 15-minute segment, they asked me to speak about professional boxing. I would bring in guests for the show. But then one day I had a show that I had taped with Mills Lane, Hector Camacho, Joe Frazier. I think Michael Spinks was there. Hector Camacho had just confessed about coming clean with drugs and all, and it was his first interview. So the producer of the show she wasn't a real boxing person. So she eliminated all of that and just, used pieces here and there with video music, which took away from the quality of it. So my brother, who worked in Hollywood at the time, said, those are creative differences. That means you need your own show. I said, I don't know anything about the TV industry. Look, I was a business major. I don't know anything about television. And so we were arguing and debating about it in the car. And I was trying to get to a store, but the driveway was blocked. So I just pulled up in the first driveway I could get to try to make a U-turn. And it happened to be the television studio. And then my brother said, look where you are. Look where you are. And there I was. I said, well, maybe I might look into it. So about 20 years later, that was the end result. HBO has used some of the footage from the show. So it's been a unique atmosphere. And also, because I wanted to do it mainly to get an idea of what the media does in boxing. From their perspective. So the show helped me along that line also to get the media perspective.
Okay. Jackie, you previously pay your profile. You previously worked with Don King. Tell us about that relationship.
Well, Don was my mentor. I don't know if you want to go all the way back when I actually got into boxing as a child, or do you want me to start right where I met Don King in Atlanta?
Yes, start right there. Yes.
Okay, right where okay, I came to Atlanta and I happened to work at Atlanta Life Insurance Company, where the chairman and president was Jesse Hill Jr., who was one of the promoters, him and Senator Leroy Johnson, for the Muhammad Ali comeback fight in Atlanta, as you recall, after he had lost his license. And they were the one to put on the show in Atlanta. Well, by Jesse Hill Jr. being a promoter, he was friends with Don King, and he knew that I loved boxing because I worked for him in political campaigns, Andy Young's mayor campaign. I worked at the company Atlanta Life. So he decided he would be the local promoter and bring Don King to town to do a show so that I could get the experience to work the show and meet Don King, which was one of my idols at the time. So that's how I met Don King. We talked. I worked on the show. I was all excited. And then I mentioned to him that I had never been to Las Vegas for a world championship fight. I watched him on television before at the closed circuit, but not live. So he said, I have the making of a champion. It happened to be Mike Tyson. It was his first title fight. Wow. This is the Mike Tyson. And let me tell you, after Mike won the fight that night, I ended up